Good morning. Good morning to everybody. And Federica, thank you. Thank you very much for your personal comments just now. Thank you for your affirmation of the strength of the relationship between the United States and the EU. And thank you for your own leadership and friendship and for the way in which you have really conducted yourself in a very difficult job. You have 28 countries that you work with extraordinarily effectively, and we appreciate it very, very much. And I want to thank all the members of the FAC today, the committee with whom I met. It was an extremely constructive, it was lengthy. Everybody who wanted to have a chance to speak had a chance to speak and shared thoughts and asked questions. So we had a very, very constructive exchange, an exchange which I heard I am the first Secretary of State to have engaged in with the Foreign Affairs Committee, and I feel very privileged for having done so, but I might say also I found it very helpful, very constructive, and I think it's something we probably ought to be doing on a regular basis, but that's obviously up to our friends here at the UU.
Deal. Deal.
Deal. All right, it's a deal. To start with, I want to reiterate a message that President Obama and I have delivered, frankly, time and again in recent weeks. And that message is very simple and very straightforward. It is that the U.S.-EU partnership is strong today, will remain strong into the future. It is enduring, and it is unbreakable. And it is all of those things for some very simple reasons. Yesterday, when I was in Luxembourg, I had the privilege of visiting the American cemetery there, where there are some 5,000 Americans buried, including General George Patton. And I was given a tour and reminded of a history that I have personally read for many years. I've read a lot about World War II. I'm fascinated by it. And I was intrigued to see the maps reminding us of the original invasion of Normandy and the way the troops dispersed and the Canadians moving up in the north and the Americans and General Patton and the Third Army moving through. And then, of course, the Battle of the Bulge, which was the most costly battle of the war, with some 87,000 Americans losing their lives in the course of that battle alone. The largest single number of casualties in one battle in the course of the war. And as I measured the sacrifices that were made, counted in the crosses and in the history that was reviewed there, and as I thought about the journey of the European project, from its earliest days, from Jean Monnet, from Konrad Adenauer, from all of the great hurdles that have been surpassed, the unification of Germany, the creation of a single currency for 19 countries of the 28, 24 languages spoken by 28 nations, the remarkable progress the people of Europe have experienced as a result, the amazing growth in income, the growth in quality of living, the shared responsibility of the IMF, of the World Bank, of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, of all of the values and interests that bring us together. This is why the relationship is so important. And all of those interests, all of those values that have united us for all of these years were the same, as I said previously, before the vote that took place in the United Kingdom as they are today. And Boris Johnson made clear today in his own comments that the United Kingdom intends to remain a critical, vital, strong component of the European relationship and of the United States relationship with Europe. So our cooperation, we have learned, our cooperation, all of us together, is essential to promoting international peace, stability, security, and prosperity. And I underscore the peace and the prosperity components of that. Now, obviously, with a new government taking shape in the United Kingdom and negotiations upcoming on Britain's departure from the EU, there's obviously some uncertainty out there. But what we came out of this meeting with today was, frankly, a remarkable sense of unity, a commitment, a calm, if you will, very calm but resolved dedication to finding the strength and finding the benefits and defining a future that keeps those interests that brought us together and those values that brought us together at the forefront of our efforts. So the fact is, we are collaborating now as intensely and as widely as we ever have, and I am convinced we will continue to do that. As the U.S., the EU, and the UK share, all of us, an interest in the smoothest possible transition and the highest levels of integration and the highest levels of collaboration, I am convinced we are all being guided by the same set of objectives.